What's up? What's up? What's up? Cayman Wolf, the Decrepit Gamer here. Guys, it's finally here. It finally arrived. The Dungeons of Eternity Halloween Sandbox update. Man, this is, I don't know if it's just me, but there seems to be a lot of excitement about this one, man. Just a lot of buzz in the community, and people seem to be really excited about this particular update, and for good reason, man, because it includes the sandbox, where you can go in there and configure your own waves and your own enemies and use whatever weapons you want and just go in there and fight and create content and have fun with your friends and all of that. And it's an awesome sandbox mode, and it includes what has become my new favorite weapon class, the spear. Guys, the spear is just freaking awesome. So I was lucky enough to have been included in the beta, which was fantastic, and I got to try these things out, and I can tell you they're awesome. And if you click right here, you can watch a video of me using the spear in the new sandbox mode. Now, I know that you're probably very excited to get in there and play yourself, but if you want to go check out a video where I'm setting up the sandbox to kind of get a feel for how to do it, check that video out. What I want to do real quick first here is I want to watch the trailer, guys. So check this trailer out, man. Check out this awesome freaking trailer. Yeah, that's why everybody's so excited, man. Yeah, it just really looks good. So this is the Dungeons of Eternity 1 year anniversary. And when it comes to a lot of video games, 1 year, man, that's kind of yesterday's news, that's kind of old news, but not for live service games. Live service games like Dungeons of Eternity, and it is a live service game. It takes them a year a lot of times just to find their footing. And I tell you, Dungeons of Eternity has definitely found its footing. It found its footing a lot faster than a year, but they're constantly updating the game, and some of these updates are really exciting. So what I want to do is I want to get in here and read these patch notes with you guys so you can know what to expect in this patch. So here we are, Dungeons of Eternity Halloween Sandbox. They start out by saying, this update marks the 1 year anniversary for some of you raiding the Dungeons of Eternity. Thank you for being along for the ride. In this huge update, we deliver a new game mode, the Sandbox, a new weapon type, spears, more free cosmetics to unlock, as well as many new features and bug fixes. Additionally, this update brings some paid content options for you to customize your avatar with. These cosmetics are completely optional. They're saying not pay to win, but know that we are very thankful to anyone that feels inclined to purchase them, as it will help us to continue to provide free updates to the game. And guys, let me just take a second to talk about that. In order to support a live service game like this, these guys need a revenue stream. It's expensive to maintain the servers and the back end and all of the talented people that they have to keep on staff to support a live service game like this. So I'm very positive about these guys selling cosmetics to help support their game, and I encourage any of you guys to go out there and buy some. I'm going to buy some tonight. When I get finished with this patch video and get it uploaded, I'm going to go in there and live stream, and you guys can watch me make that purchase of that DLC live. Here are all the changes in this update. New features and improvements. Spooky Halloween themed outpost complete with Witch's Brew and a special item that randomly spawns in the outpost and the dungeon. So the Witch's Brew they're talking about is that barrel. That barrel that they have on top? How by the fireplace they have all those kegs that look like, are all those barrels that look like ale barrels, and they've got that tap on one of them, but it didn't work. Well, now it does. You can pick up any of those cups sitting around in that room and stick them under that tap and turn that thing on and get yourself a cup of Witch's Brew. And maybe after the holiday update, they'll change that from that green Witch's Brew to like maybe something more like an ale or a wine or something. That would be kind of awesome. New game mode, Sandbox Arena gameplay. Create your own custom encounters to play with your friends, featuring special challenges and weapons. Oh, I lost my camera there for a second. So if something funny happened with my image down there in the bottom corner, that's why I had to go reconfigure that thing. So continuing on, new weapon type, spear. Stab enemies or attack them from a distance by throwing it. Not only that, guys, but hey, I encourage you guys to go check out that gameplay video I made during the beta, because not only can you stab enemies with it or throw it, but you can also reverse your grip and grab that thing with two hands, and you can strike with the butt of that spear. You can strike with the center portion of the spear. I mean, it's really just an awesome weapon, man. It's very versatile, and it's so cool to go from like a standard grip and then throw it up in the air and catch it, and then in a reverse grip and then throw it. It's just really a neat weapon. Many new cosmetics available to collect, including a new sandstorm themed outfit and other Halloween themed items. I don't know what this special item is that randomly spawns. I have not come across it yet. So if you guys have come across it, well, I would say leave it down in the comments, but we don't want any spoilers if it's supposed to be some kind of awesome surprise or something, but I don't know what they're talking about there because I haven't come across that thing yet. Limited edition Halloween themed cosmetics, skeletons and zombies for in-app purchases in the Outpost. Limited edition supporter themed cosmetics, new knight armor and gold metal accent colors for all outfits. So the Halloween themed stuff is probably going to go away after this Halloween aesthetic goes away, but these things here I believe are going to stay. Game balancing, reduce the bat's damage and speed on lower difficulty tiers, fix annoying attack animation. Oh, thank God. I hate the freaking bats, man. I hate the bats and the wasps and the scorpions, all of those things all those little creepy, crawly creatures that run around real fast and attack you. So I'm really glad they nerfed those, because those guys would mess me up, man. More comfortable hand poses for all magic staff weapons. Okay, so what they're talking about there is, it used to be that if you held that thing kind of where you turned your hand where you were supposed to be holding that thing kind of straight out in front of you, it was still coming up at kind of an angle, which made it really awkward to use. And I'm glad they fixed that. They probably fixed it because of the spears, because they're the same kind of weapon. You kind of hold them the same way. So it was probably out of necessity. If they wanted to add the spears, they certainly had to fix that. But I'm really glad that they did. New hand poses for longsword, including reverse grip poses. So you can reverse your grip on your longsword now. Like you can let it go and grab it in the other direction, so you can stab with it like overhead, like that, like an overhand stab. Improved longsword double-handed mechanics. I'm not sure exactly what they mean right there, but I can tell you this. I've been using the longsword and other two-handed swords a lot lately. If you want to check out some of my recent videos, because I've got that two-handed sword attachment, and it just makes those things really, really fun to use. So I'm not sure what they're talking about here by these new mechanics. I just know that they feel really good to use. Numerous new and/or improved sound effects. Added factions to the enemy AI, setting up for future improvements and features. So factions means that they can have enemies aggro on other enemies or other groups based on the enemy type, whatever faction that they're in. So I don't know what they've got in mind for this, but man, that's something that's commonly used in like MMOs and things like that. And I hope they got some really neat things planned for that. Improved the skeleton character visuals. Soul Harvest loot chests with only coins will now give you power gems or potions instead. Many new dungeon chambers, including a secret chamber with a witch's brew tap. All pre-order and purchased content is marked DLC in the Avatar Customizer. I guess that's just so you can easily find it. Avatar Customizer categories are now tagged with new to help you easily locate that item you just found in a dungeon. Okay, yeah, that's great. So like when you first fabricate something, when you're setting up your loadout, you can easily go in there and find it instead of having to look through all of the swords that use the same icon to find the one that you just made. So that's a great change. Added some new and improved cosmetic icons to the Avatar Customizer UI. Added new attack and hit reaction animations for the skeletons. Improved visuals and soundscape in some sewer chambers. Fixed dynamic lighting in some dungeon areas and in some situations. Enemies react now when a thrown weapon hits their weapon. Oh, okay. You know what? I saw this during the beta when I was using the spear. I noticed this. I threw a spear at a skeleton boss, one of the skeleton warrior bosses that has the two-handed sword, and he freaking deflected it, man. Like I threw the spear at him and it didn't just, like hit his weapon and deflect off on his own. He actually deflected that spear with his two-handed sword, and it was really cool looking. I think that's what they're talking about. But I kind of did a double take. I was like, am I going crazy? Did I see him just deflect that spear? So I believe that's new, and I believe that's what they're talking about. Reduced grab radius for the crossbow's secondary hand pose. Projectile shooting enemies are now less accurate in leading the player when aiming. Improve the impact particles against soft-bodied enemies like zombies and imps. I'm not sure what that means, improved the impact particles. I don't know. But anyway, I'm sure it's a good thing. Improved hand poses on the torch and fixed a double-handed hold issue. And now we've got a long list of bug fixes here. I'm not going to read through all of these things, guys, because the bug fixes are not nearly as exciting as the new features. But I'm going to leave them up here on the screen for just a second. So you guys, if you want to, you can pause this and skim through here. And if there's a bug that you particularly have been wanting to be fixed or that's really bothering you, give this a quick glance here and see if you see it on there. Yeah, but apart from that, I'm just going to move right on past those things. Known issues. Saved dungeons have been wiped as new dungeon chambers have been added in this update. So if if you have a dungeon that you really liked and you saved it there at that little kiosk, apparently that's going to be gone now. Apparently that didn't work with their new, the saved dungeons didn't work because they added the new rooms or whatever. So, I mean, I guess that kind of sucks, but it's awesome that they've got new dungeon rooms now. And then here they're saying, finally, here's a preview of the new paid cosmetics in this update. Again, thank you in advance if you are so inclined to purchase some of the new cosmetics or the supporter pack. While we always want to deliver free updates, those purchases will help keep the updates coming. And then here are some images of the new cosmetics. So here, I'm going to put these up on the screen for you guys here, just a few seconds each so you can take a look at them. And then the last thing I want to do, guys, is I want to play you guys a 60-second montage here of some spear gameplay from my latest video, because I just love this montage set to this banging rock and roll music, and I think it's a great little montage, and I think it shows off the spear really well. If you look at that very last attack where I'm like, oh, I love this freaking weapon, you know, and if you look at that very last attack, what I do there, my boundary kind of shows up there at the end and messes it up a little bit, which I hate that happened, because what happened there is I blocked that attack, and then I struck the enemy with the butt of the spear, not the point of the spear, but the butt of the spear, which just kind of demonstrates how I was talking about how you can use that thing. You can reverse your grip and you can use that thing in different ways, and it's just really neat. So I'm going to go ahead and end with that. Hey, I really appreciate you guys checking out my content. Look for some more live streams coming up here real soon. I'm planning on doing one tonight, and like I said, I'm going to buy that supporter cosmetic. For more news, reviews, and awesome gameplay videos, subscribe to the Decrepit Gamer channel. This is the Decrepit Gamer reminding you that you're never too old to game. And my friends, I am out. Yeah, I've got a spear. This is the new spear weapon. Okay, I like that. All right, here we go. Let's go in there. This weapon is fucking awesome. Woo!